Prepare to be captivated by the business story of the week, hosted by me, Shaheen Shan. Join us on a journey through the twists and turns of entrepreneurial triumphs and setbacks. Immerse yourself in the narrative and witness the magic that turns dreams into reality. This is Business Story of the Week.
And welcome back once again. We are back here, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh, your co-host for Business Story of the Week, where we navigate the world of entrepreneurship, business, innovation, uncovering stories of success, perseverance, and struggles. And well, today we have kind of like an innovative lifestyle that everyone wants in their lives. If you've ever felt like you're doing too much and you feel like it's impossible to take your life back, well, our guest is perfect for that right here today. Rafi Shake is a transformative financial advisor who evolved into a sought-after coach dedicated to empowering financial advisors to build thriving seven-figure lifestyle businesses and take 100 days off. That is a very, very interesting line. We're going to dig deep into that. Having personally navigated the high-stress demands of financial advising, Rafi reshaped his career to prioritize both professional life, success, and personal fulfillment. His journey led him to master strategies, and in just 3 years have built a seven-figure revenue generating practice while still enjoying over 100 vacation days annually. That's so specific. We need to get into that. Today, Rafi shares his proven methods with other advisors, teaching them how to seamlessly integrate their business ambitions with their lifestyle aspirations. Rafi, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for being here with us today. How are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on the show, Josh. It's great to be on platforms like this so that I can spread my message and share my philosophy with others. I know that for a lot of entrepreneurs, business doesn't have to be this way.
Absolutely. And
it can be way better.
Absolutely. And that is really like one of the main prevailing themes, common themes that we've had in this show. And these are audiences or listeners that want to find the purpose in their life, right? And I know you are doing what you call the your doing or your endeavor is what is called the peaceful advisor lifestyle. We're going to get into that in a minute for our audiences right now. But before we get into that, I always like to start it this way. Where did the story start? Where did the journey begin? Can you share some pivotal moments that prompted you to transition from a high pressure financial advisor role to focusing on a balanced lifestyle approach while still achieving business success? What happened? First of all, what happened in your life early on? What is the story before you came into a financial advisor role? And then how did these things that happened early on in your life influence your journey or your quest to achieve a balanced lifestyle approach?
That's a fantastic question.
Please.
Actually, my journey started. I was always been in this financial industry space. I've never done anything outside of this other than a few side gigs here and there, but I've always been involved in this industry. And I had the opportunity to learn so many things along the way. I started my career as a research associate, then became a research analyst, then went in and started a hedge fund with 4 other partners. Things did not work out the way how I wanted to. So we had to sell it off to another business, then move on our separate ways. That's when I started to venture into an actual advising role where I'm speaking with clients. And that's how the journey began. Then along the way, I collected all the designations that a financial planner and advisor has needed. Your securities license, I have a certified financial planner designation, chartered investment manager designation. Like this industry is so regulated. You need all those things in order for you to kind of run your practice, because it's highly regulated. It's good thing because they wanted to safeguard the general public interest as well, because they don't want anyone to kind of scrooge in and manage money, right? And we are talking about millions of dollars. This is not like a chump change we are talking here. Then, because the industry is so geared in such a way, everyone is running after that. Okay, I want to be the top advisor. I want to be making 7 figures. Like I want that prestige. I want to be one of the top. And in that quest, one thing a lot of advisors neglect is, number one is the health, which kind of impacted me quite a bit. Number 2 is the relationships.
Health and relationships.
These two were very pivotal for me to kind of pause and take a look at my entire life from a 10,000 foot view. That was one of the pivotal moments for me. I got admitted into a 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Because of a severe back pain. It wasn't that I was, involved in a major accident or something like that. But it got built up, all that stress, because we underestimate stress, what it would do to a human being. We very grossly underestimate it. That is where I think a lot of financial advisors, because this is what I have seen, and I was one of those as well. I had my business in the middle and I had my life wrapped around it. Where it should be the other way around. You should have the life in the middle and wrap your business around it. Because what happens is, imagine you wake up one day, all your clients are gone, all your business is gone, everything is gone. If you have a business in the middle, then that business is gone. All you're left is a hole.
Absolutely. That's true.
But if you have your life in the middle and you wrap business around, if that business is gone, you can wrap another business around it.
Precisely.
That is what I think not just financial advisors, but every entrepreneur should think deeply about this. Is my business running me, or am I running the business?
I love that. Business
every single day, if you can, when you wake up, just ask this question: am I running my business, or my business is running me?
And that is such a pit, like an easy pit to fall into for financial advisors.
So easy.
Right. It's so easy because it's so, like, first of all, I resonate and I relate a lot with you, Rafi, because my parents are also financial advisors here. They ran the biggest branch in our region, and I was involved early on. I was a trainer. I was also licensed. I did all that, and it is heavily regulated, rightfully so, because we're dealing with people's money, and it's good. It's good that they're making sure we're not screwing people over, and that it's really an industry, I feel like, founded and wrapped around integrity, and that's very important. But it's so easy to just kind of like, you have this good lifestyle, you're closing so many clients, you're taking in all these money, and you're just like, well, I just need to do more because I need to want to 10x this. I want to do more. So I just need to keep working. And it's so much because of the freedom of the lifestyle of the profession, of the business, of the industry. It's so easy to blend in life, right, and business together, and you get lost in there. I love that pen analogy because we make this very expensive Parker pen the industry, our life, which is wrong, because you're supposed to be wrapping your business around that life. I love that analogy. Before we really start getting into this, tell us about the 100 days. That to me is very, very like, I'm curious about that, because why 100 days? Why is it so specific? And also, how did you even find that? How did you start building that? I imagine you didn't just suddenly like figure out like in the first year, okay, I'm gonna take 100 days off. It must have been a built-off thing. But before that, before you let us know about the 100 days, talk to us a little bit about those health scares, those health emergencies that really scared you into this 100 days. How many days did those health scares take off compared to, what was the return compared to taking 100 days off or not taking that and then getting sick and getting really going to the ER? How did that come
Yeah.
about?
It's just to give you a little bit of context, the
Please.
100 days, you mentioned in a few places that very specific, because for me, business is all about specificity.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
you don't have specific numbers in your mind, then you don't have a business.
That's true.
For me, the pivotal point was when I read the E-Myth book, Michael Gerber. I'm not sure if you read that book. And this is what the entire premise of the book is. He talks about you could be a damn good technician. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what you're like. So you're a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or
Mhm.
any entrepreneur, online entrepreneur, or
Precisely.
coach, or
Yeah.
fitness, whatever.
Mhm.
So you are an expert in your field.
Mhm.
That automatically doesn't transcend you as an expert business owner or an entrepreneur.
Precisely. Precisely.
Two totally separate things. But
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
is a most common misconception among a
Yeah.
lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I am damn good at fitness expert. Like I can help people kind of get 6-pack abs and 8-pack abs in 6 months. And naturally, I should be a very good entrepreneur. No,
Precisely. Of course not. Of course not.
it doesn't translate in
Mhm.
such a way. The same thing happens with financial advice. I'm very good at financial planning. I'm very good at financial advising.
Mhm.
That my advice clients can bank on it and
Mhm.
they can make money off it. So that
Mhm.
makes me a great entrepreneur. That makes me a big business owner. No,
Mhm.
it doesn't work out that way. So the 100 days, to come back to the question, the 100 days specific, I ran the iteration. So if I take 90 days off
Okay.
and run my business, how that's going to be. If I take 110 days off, how I'm going to take, how I would be able to service the clients. Because the
Mhm.
whole premise is we wanted to generate 7 figures, so $1 million revenue. So
Yep.
we need about 50 households on average. If they pay us $20,000 every year, that will give
Mhm.
us that $1 million revenue.
Right.
So in a year, we can still take 100 days off and be able to service that clientele, that 50
Wow.
households that we wanted
Mhm.
to service,
Mhm.
and be able to have a life as well. Because, of course, we all wanted to make money. We
Yes.
all want to make money. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong,
Of
because
course.
that's paramount. Because I teach 3 things in my program.
Mhm.
If you really wanted to have a fulfilled career or fulfilling life, you want
Mhm.
income, you want freedom and lifestyle, and you want to create impact.
Impact.
If you are missing even one of those, you won't have a fulfilling business. You won't have a
Okay.
fulfilling life. You won't have a fulfilling career. That is 100% bang on because I experienced it myself. This is not somewhere I read about
Precisely.
it or heard about it. I
Yes.
experienced this
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I was a 7-figure rolling year average revenue generating advisor. I
Mhm.
still wasn't happy.
Absolutely. Of
Still
course.
wasn't happy.
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
creating impact, but still wasn't happy. Because
Mhm.
why? I was missing the freedom. I was missing the lifestyle that
Mhm.
I wanted to do in my business.
Mhm.
When I started doing this, when I stopped chasing the bells and whistles in my
Mhm.
business,
Mhm.
then business naturally started coming to me.
Wow.
Because one simple way to eliminate noise is to focus.
Yeah,
When you focus on what matters most, the noise will automatically fade in the background
that's
and
true.
the signal will automatically flow to you.
That's true.
And I am a big believer in that because
Mhm.
a lot of entrepreneurs, this is what happens.
Mhm.
We wake up in the morning and we think we put out some fires and we think, oh man, I generated great job today,
Mhm.
and go to
Mhm.
bed.
Precisely.
But to be honest, you created the fire in the first place. And for some entrepreneurs, they deliberately create fire so that they wanted to feel happy that they actually
Precisely.
put out that fire, and they wanted to go to sleep happy.
Feel
For me,
productive.
I would say the only thing I would focus on is my activities when I'm doing my focus time, because I'm a big on productivity nerd. The focus time is the activities that I'm doing. Either it has to generate me income, it has to provide me with the freedom of the lifestyle, or it has to create impact. If the activity which I'm doing, if it doesn't fit one of these three, I'm not doing it.
Okay. I love that. I want to recap that real quick. Your focus time must have productivity. It must generate you income. And what was the third one?
Income, freedom, or the lifestyle, or the impact. So
Okay,
those
three
are the
things:
three
income,
fundamentals.
freedom, lifetime. And you only feel 100% fulfilled when you have those three things. And
Yes.
and I want to go back to this one real quick. Expertise is not transferable, of course, and we don't just see this in business world, right? We don't just see this in entrepreneurship. The most example I can come up with right now are athletes, who are the greatest of all times in their fields, the best in their sports, and thinking that they're experts in politics just because they have a platform, just because people are going to listen to them. It's such an important lesson for everyone to realize that expertise is not transferable. One thing that I'm really curious about with right now, Rafi, is the 100 days. How do you spread that out? How do you you don't take 100 days consecutive, but
No.
how do you preach that? How do you put that forward?
So
If you would go ahead.
yeah, no, it's a great question. In our industry, we do something called surge meetings. Surge meetings
Search
meaning
meetings.
if we are meeting with clients, we meet with clients typically twice a year. So we stack up all those meetings in a month or two, depending on how many households that you are serving.
Correct.
And we plan the rest of the things accordingly.
Oh, okay.
So in our program, this is what I teach. What we do is we start the year with a full year out calendar.
Yep.
We have big 4x6 calendars, 4 foot by 6 feet, like really big calendars.
I need to get one of those. I don't have a space
Yes,
here.
yes. No, you can Google them. You'll find them on Amazon, a lot of other places. So we map out that. Like I said, I'm all about productivity. If I am doing an activity, it has to get me the best bang for the buck.
Yep. Yep.
If not, I'm not doing it. I would do it sometimes depending on my buffer time, because I have my productivity time, my focus time, then I have my buffer time.
Right.
So majority of my time, what I do is I plan it out. And I focus it.
Right.
Say, just give you an example. Say I wanted to write a book. Okay. For the next, say, 2 months or 3 months, every morning, that's the only thing I'll do.
Precisely.
That's my focus time. That's the only thing I'll do. The rest, everything else goes into the buffer time.
Right. Buffer time. Focus time over buffer time.
Okay. So that is how, for a lot of advisors, even entrepreneurs in general, the biggest thing is they get up every day in the morning, they just fly by the seat of their pants. They just do things as they come by. Oh, I got this email, I have to reply to this email. I got this, I just have to. So you get pulled in 10 different places. That is why I say specificity is what drives your intentionality, not the other way around. You wanted to start being specific. What is your objective here? Say you're an entrepreneur, you help folks launch podcasts. The first thing, I'm sure this is what you'll ask: what is the objective of your podcast? What is that you wanted to do?
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Do you want to get more audience? Do you want to get more clients? Do you want to generate more revenue? Do you want to build brand? What is the objective? You're going on social media. I'm a lot on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I ask financial advisors, why are you on LinkedIn? Oh, everyone else is on LinkedIn.
Does it make sense?
doesn't make sense at all.
At all. So
You
you need
know,
to be specific. Specificity drives intentionality. I love that. And when it comes to business, you cannot be more specific. So I mean, 100 days is pretty specific. So I love that, right? Um, in the process of transforming this approach, this is very interesting because you went from all these health scares and stresses in life that got you to this point, and you transformed that approach with business and life. What were the biggest changes that you had to make? What were the biggest challenges that you had to overcome that you think that audiences and listeners are also going to go through the same things? What would those be?
two things.
Okay,
Number one is building the system, building the
right,
process around that system was the number one thing I realized, because I just felt empty. I was running on a hamster wheel. I didn't
right,
go anywhere because I knew, of course, like I generated income,
right.
but I'm missing life along the way. I got two young kids. I wanted to make sure, man, I have only 18 summers with these kids. I wanted to make sure that I spend those 18 summers with these kids. Of course, I wanted to build a business for
Absolutely.
sure,
For
because
sure.
I can even build. I've known advisors who have built the business at the age of 50 years. They were
Mhm,
50 and they were
mhm.
building the business,
Wow.
because I can build the business at any time.
Mhm.
The other day, I was talking to an advisor who was asking, Rafi, how long do you think it will take for someone to build a 7-figure business?
How
In
long?
my humble opinion, if you have a process, it will take somewhere about 3 to 5 years.
Let me
Wouldn't
just
take
list
more.
that down. Everyone needs to know that. Audiences or everyone listening, 3 to 5 years, if you have the process, you have the system, and you are very specific, it will take you 3 to 5 years to create a 7-figure business. And this is from your experience. Why is that?
Because again, it boils down to the entire system.
Right.
What kind of system that you
Mhm,
have,
mhm,
because only three things matters. Say
mhm,
any service-based business, I can't talk about
mhm,
the product-based business, but three things matter: service-based business. How are you going to get the clients, the
mhm,
prospects
mhm,
into the door?
mhm,
How are you going to
mhm,
convert those prospects into clients, and how are you going to service those
mhm.
clients?
Right. Get
So in our
prospect.
program, we
Sure.
dial into these things. We go specific. How are we going to get the clients, the
Okay.
prospects into the door?
Mhm.
Once we have those first meetings booked in,
Right.
what is that we're going to do to convert those prospects into our clients?
Yeah. Mhm,
And
mhm,
along the way, because okay, we are onboarded them,
mhm,
we made them our clients, now we have to
mhm.
service those clients.
That's true. Mhm.
How are we going to service those clients? And every step is optimized to the T.
To the T.
I'm
Mhm,
tweaking the process every single day, every single
mhm,
day. Everything
mhm.
that gives me an edge, I'm tweaking it.
Wow.
And that's what I teach the other financial advisors and planners.
Wow.
You need a system. If you
Mhm.
have a system, everything works.
Right.
Without that system, nothing works.
Right. That's
That's number
fantastic.
one.
That's number one. What's number two?
Number two is the mindset transformation. No system or the process would work if you approach it with an incorrect mindset.
Absolutely.
No system. I could give financial advice the best strategy, the best system, and the best process, everything step by step, every template, every software, every resource out there. But if their mindset is, if what you have in between these 2 years, if you have a cotton in between these 2 years, nothing matters.
Nothing matters. That is true.
Nothing matters.
That is
Nothing matters.
true. What is the
I
singular? Go ahead.
yes, in my personal opinion, if you say that, Rafi, if you can teach any entrepreneur one thing, what that would be, I would say mindset.
Okay.
Transform your mindset. If your mindset is dialed in, your process would be dialed in, your systems would be dialed in, your people will be dialed in,
Mm-hmm.
everything else will be dialed in
Mm-hmm.
if your mindset is dialed in.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. What kind
That
of
is
specific mindset would that be? I mean, there's all different kinds of mindsets, right? But what is this specific kind of transformation that our audiences and entrepreneurs need to dial in? What would that be? How would you describe that mindset?
open and growth.
Wow.
Only two words. Have an open mindset and have a growth. I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of reading books. I read a lot. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when I read the book called The Principles by Ray Dalio, and is a billionaire. And that guy, when I read his book, and one thing like kind of stood out from that book is always question your assumptions. Always, always. It doesn't matter how dialed you are into that. Always question your assumptions. Always, always.
I love that. I love that, Rafi. So quick recap for the audiences. Two things that will drive, or the two challenges that will make sure you're going to get a 7-figure business in 3 to 5 years. You need to have your systems down. You need to have the mindset, an open and a growth mindset. So I love that because, a lot of these, let's call them like self-help entrepreneurs and gurus and whatnot, they are very good with, encouraging and motivating you, but you are giving us specificity. You're giving us specific steps. I love it because that's really what we need today in a world full of ambiguity, of vagueness, and all these advices. You're giving us something specific that we can run on. Rafi, we are nearing the end of this. I really want to dig in deep more with you, but we are nearing the end of this. But I always like to do this towards the end, and I want to ask is, what is your vision for the future? What is your philosophy when it comes to building a business around one's life, not the other way around? And what future trends are you seeing? Are you foreseeing the financial advisory sector, and especially regarding work balance? What are your future aspirations as well? And how do you see the future of this industry moving forward?
When I came up with this idea that this is what I wanted to do, and because a lot of other financial advisors were asking me, how are you doing it? And I was sharing my perspective. And I kind of figured out very early on that a lot of advisors want it. They just don't know where to start. They just don't know how they can do it. And my vision is I wanted to build a community around this.
Okay. How to start?
Because I'm not sure if you read the book called Atomic Habits. I'm a big fan of James Clear. He says that your environment, your environment is such an invisible force
Right.
in your life's transformation.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true.
When you are among those people around you, because I wanted to build a community with like-minded advisors who think like in a similar way, who have same values, who share same values, who share similar goals. That's the community I wanted to build. That's my vision. And the trend, you talked about the trend. I think after COVID, a lot of entrepreneurs, financial advisors, planners, they kind of realized that there is more to it. I lost my dad to COVID in 2020. I couldn't even attend his funeral. That kind of was a big blow to me morally, psychologically and mentally. At that point of time, I was questioning everything because when he passed away, he was only 63. And I was questioning every single thing. And is it even worth it, what I'm doing?
Exactly. What am I doing this for?
He put all his life, he did everything, and he didn't even spend a few years in retirement. And everything is gone like that, poof.
It's true.
That is when all my assumptions started. I started questioning all the assumptions.
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, 7 figures, if I'm able to generate that much revenue, that will make me happy. No. I'm creating impact. That will make me happy. No. I'm taking time off. That will make me happy. I know advisors who take 100 days off, but they're still not happy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Why? Because when they go on that vacation, they're still thinking about their business.
Mindset.
They are there in Hawaii. They are there in Aruba. They are there in Costa Rica. They're not mentally there. They're physically there. They're checking their phone. I see advisors. Oh, I'm going for a vacation, like 2 weeks, to Bahamas. Great, man. Awesome. Good job. Then I don't hear anything from them for 2 days. After third day, I see their post on LinkedIn and Facebook and everywhere. It's not that they're posting about their vacation. They're actually posting about their business. Book an
Exactly.
appointment. I
Exactly.
am sitting and scratching my head there.
Oh no, oh no, Rafi, and I love that this is the community that you're building. You're answering exactly that problem. That people, you need to slow down. It's a work-life balance. You actually need to be present in your vacation. And I love that that is your goal. You want a community on how to start with like-minded advisors or financial advisors. Rafi, before we wrap this up, I'd like to give you this opportunity. Where can we find you? Where can we connect with you? And where can we find this lifestyle? How do we subscribe to this lifestyle, Rafi?
So listeners can reach me at peacefuladvisorlifestyle.com. I'm
Mhm,
available on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn.
mhm.
They can also reach me on Facebook and Instagram. They can follow me there as well. On
Mhm.
Facebook, we have a free group. It's called Financial Advisor Lifestyle Practice. That's a
Okay,
free group.
okay.
They can join there.
Mhm.
They can look me up on Google. They'll find a lots of other interviews of mine. If they wanted to get a taste of how this lifestyle would look at. One last thing before I go, I would like to add is it's not going faster. It's about going longer.
Wow. I love that. I love that.
Okay. And that's what my program teaches about. My program teaches about, of course, like we wanted to make income. We wanted to make crap load of money because you cannot be light to the world if you cannot pay your light bill.
That's
And I believe
true.
in that.
That's true.
And we wanted to create that impact. We just
Mhm.
don't want to make money. We wanted to make sure that we create that impact on others. If
That's true.
someone comes in contact with us, someone talks to us, they should
Yeah,
feel energized. They should get the value out of it. Man, I talked to that person, I worked with that person changed my course of life.
I love that.
That's the impact that we wanted to create. And while we're doing this, we wanted to have the lifestyle as well.
Of
Wanted to
course.
spend time with my spouse. I wanted to spend
Of
time with
course.
my kids while they're growing up. I wanted to give
Mhm.
my time to my family and my friends.
Mhm.
That is what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to get that holistic three-legged thing so that I can get that fulfillment. In my understanding, that is what will get me fulfillment. And I am after those kind of advisors who have a similar thought, a similar process, because there is a way better way that you can do it. If your marketing
Mhm.
is dialed in, if your client conversion is dialed in, if your client servicing is dialed in, if all these three things are dialed in into your process, man, it makes so much life easier, so much easier, and you can create so much impact, and the world will be a better place, a much better place.
All right, so here's the thing. We try to get a little bit better every day, but we can't do it without you. So if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe below. And if you have any comments, just leave them in the space under.